At Rainbow Mealworms, we grow all our insects 100% naturally so that you get the freshest, most lively feeders on the market. So for all your reptile food needs, place your order today at rainbowmealworms.net.
Hey, what's up, Rattlers? So here on this New Caledonian tour, we have seen some of the rarest lizards in the world and also some of the most recognizable lizards in the world. But there are so many other really cool reptiles here in New Caledonia that not a lot of people have ever heard of. So come with me and let's go explore all the other lizard species that we found here on our tour of New Caledonia. I'm Dāv Kaufman and I am obsessed with reptiles, and I have been since I was 9 years old. 25 years later, I made a trilogy of award-winning movies about them. Now my life is all about touring the world in search of them in wild places and checking out some of the most awesome breeding facilities and reptile expos while I'm at it. So come with me and join my reptile adventures. New Caledonia is dominated by lizards. In fact, every lizard here is either a skink or a gecko. In fact, of the 67 species of reptiles found in New Caledonia, 59 of them are endemic, meaning they're found here and nowhere else on Earth. And all the species within the genus Rhacodactylus are found right here in New Caledonia. So here in this forest, the ground is totally alive with these little skinks called speckled litter skinks. They're like the ground skinks found in the southeastern United States. Every step I take, like 5 of them skitter out of my way. Skitter's a word. Hanging out, sunning himself on the end of this bush is a green-bellied tree skink. We're seeing these things everywhere, not just on this island, but on all the islands that we visited on this trip. They're a very successful skink because not only can they live in all the old-growth forests on the islands and on this island and on the mainland, but they can also live in disturbed soil, so around houses and farmland. They do just fine in that kind of scenario. This is a diurnal and arboreal skink. Very rarely are these ever seen on the ground. So this little dude hanging out right here is one of the bayavia geckos that are found here on the Isle of Pines. So hanging out right there is a Pacific slender-toed gecko. They're usually nocturnal, but every once in a while they don't conceal themselves very well, and they'll sit out in the little crevices of a decaying log like this one is right now. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna get a shot of him. Alright, so as you guys know from watching the other videos, we are island hopping. We're off of Isle of Pines, and right now we're on Moreau, Island Moreau, or Isle Moreau in French, and that's about the extent of all the French I speak. But anyway, we came to this island for a very specific reason and for a very specific lizard, and that's this guy. This is a lesser rough-snouted gecko, but this gecko is extremely unique in that it's one of the only live-bearing geckos on the planet. The other one is in New Zealand. Females of this species give birth to 2 live babies at a time instead of laying eggs like other geckos. So coming to this particular island and finding this particular species was extremely high on our wish list. And last night we found about 6 or 7 of these, which tells us that these are actually pretty common here in this habitat on this very small island. But these are just absolutely amazing and unique geckos. Woohoo! You want to just go there for a while? Okay, he's gonna sit there for a while. So it's kind of obvious why this is called the rough-snouted gecko. Take a look at the difference between the males and the females. The males have those ridges all the way across the head, whereas the females only have it on the front part of the head. Why? I have no idea, but there is definitely sexual dimorphism amongst this species. Well, Rattlers, I can honestly say that this was a dream come true to be here in New Caledonia. You know, ever since I got my first crested gecko, I've wanted to come here to see them in the wild. And then when I got my first leachie, I knew that I had to come to this island to see these incredible animals in their natural habitat. And it took months for us to plan this trip. And it was a really difficult tour physically and mentally. We are sleep deprived, we are banged up, we are bitten. We have been pushed to the edge of our physical capacity to do what we have just done in the past 10 days here in New Caledonia. But you know what? At the end of the day, getting footage of a lizard that's so rare that was the 5th one ever seen by Western science, that and seeing cresties and leachies in the wild makes it so unbelievably worth it. And if you want to see more about New Caledonia and how we managed this trip, as always, check out my vlog channel. That link is in the description below. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Zilla, rainbow mealworms, and Pangea. Without them, this tour would have never happened, and this channel would simply not be what it is. So when you're done watching this video, go check out Zilla's catalog, make a purchase from Rainbow Mealworms, and buy your Crested Gecko diet from Pangea. They are companies that are not only dedicated to making quality products, but they're dedicated to educating everyone about how incredible reptiles really are. So sadly, this is where our New Caledonian adventure comes to an end. From here, we fly back to Noumea and then back to Brisbane, but there's going to be lots more adventures coming from Australia. So until those adventures, love the planet, feed your reptile obsession, and rattle on.